Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing the Where's That book tag challenge. I got this from Megan's Reading Revelations. I'll link her video down in the description below. This seemed like a lot of fun. There's 20 questions or 20 books to find, and you have to, within 10 minutes, find a book that fits that category or that description. And then you have to get at least 15 out of the 20 correct, so find a book for it within the time frame, or if you lose, you have to read the lowest rated book in your TBR list. So I looked up in my Goodreads TBR. I didn't check every book that's there necessarily, but I checked there for the lowest rated, and it actually was The Unremembered by Peter Arulian, which is a book that I quite actually want to read. So this isn't going to be a super bad challenge. Maybe I should have told myself I would read something I really didn't want to read. But hey, that's not the rules. I didn't make them, so that's it. So you get 10 minutes, so I'm going to start a stopwatch, and then we'll go from there. I will read off the questions and then grab the books from there, and then update you on the time and see how I did at the end. Oh, and almost forgot. I have a lot of books, I think, from watching Megan's video that would probably fit multiple categories. To make it more challenging, I will only use a particular book once. I won't keep using the book. I'll try to do that with series in general, just because I don't want to make it too easy now, because there's definitely a lot of books where it might make it too easy in general. So with that, let's go. Alright, so question number 1, book over 1,000 pages. I have a lot of those, but immediately the first thing that comes to mind, because I don't think I'll need it for another category, This has over 1,200 pages. I've mentioned that as the longest book I have several times in recent videos, so that one came pretty easily. Number 2, book that's older than you. Now that actually, that could be plenty. I have a fair amount of older books. I think I'll go Lord Fal's Bane, originally published 80s? Oh, 1978. So, yeah, 1978 definitely does it. I'm not that old yet. Number 3, multiple books in a series that you haven't actually started. Yeah, I'm sure I have that. Let's go. First thing that comes to mind, I have the whole Crossroads trilogy by Kate Elliott. I bought the whole thing because I just really like Kate Elliott in Crown of Stars, which I'm reading now. So I haven't started this, but I do have all of the books. I have several miscellaneous, like David Eddings, R.A. Salvatore, and her Dragonlance books that in series I haven't all got to either, but that was the one that was also close to hand, so we'll go with that. Number 4, weapon on the cover. Well, there's several options here. Let's go Dragonbone Chair, though. Sword on the cover. Alright, number 5, a myth or retelling. Once a Future King, T.H. White. I think I have a couple of other really old Arthurian retellings, but this is like the big Arthur telling, so I think that'll work. Signed by author. So I have 2. I have a signed Brandon Sanderson. That's in the overflow shelf though, so Black Start, Brian Lee Durfee is signed there. And so I have I already have my hardcover Misborns here, but my Well of Ascension, my old mass market paperback, is also signed, is the other one. Those are the only 2 I actually have, though. I don't have a lot of signed books. Book with illustrations. So this is hard because... Oh, actually, no, it's not. So I was going to cheat and use Stormlight for this because I didn't use Stormlight for over 1,000 and they have illustrations. But I also have the World of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, which has plenty of illustrations. Here's Avienda, the first thing I have to turn to. And I don't know if it's cheating, but I do have The First White Sand, and this is a graphic novel, so there's lots of illustrations. I don't usually do graphic novels, so that's why this one was actually a little hard, just because I don't have a ton with illustrations. This isn't super common, but hey, that'll work, one of the two. Number 8, books with a unique magic system. I could pick pretty much any Brandon Sanderson, but let's go Lightbringer. Lightbringer, very unique magic system. That was a lot of fun, so we'll go with that. Number 9, series that I have where the books are not in the same size. That's also, I have a few, unfortunately, of these, but the most recent is Broken Earth, where I bought the 3rd book first. I used bookstore, the other 2 new and a different size. I have more of this than I like. If you can see, like Canius is like that, and plenty of others too. Even my Farseer, the first book, is a little bit bigger. So I have a lot like that. I buy a lot of used books, so it tends to happen. Number 10, book with a bastard child or a lost heir. So I literally just mentioned Farseer, but Farseer definitely fits for that. So this Crown of Stars has a lost heir who's also a bastard child. So there's that. And then we go to Assassin's Story. And why am I giving 2 examples when I might need to use it later? But I won't use Farseer since I just used it. We'll go Night Angel. Haven't actually read this yet, but Night Angel trilogy is definitely Assassin. 12, a book by an author that's a person of color. Oh, I just did M.K. Jemisin, so we'll go Poppy War. Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. We'll go that one. Number 13, urban fantasy. Urban fantasy. I don't do a ton of urban. I'm reading American Gods. I don't know if that counts. Let's go with Steelheart. That's urban fantasy. Yeah, I'll go with that one. 14 is a special edition. So, also there it is. Elantris, 10th anniversary edition. So that's a special edition there. I like how many of these I can get without actually getting out of my chair. That's great. Where are we? 15, New Dragons. So there's lots of these, but I'm going to pick, it's in my physical TBR. Okay, I do have to get up. Okay, so there were a lot of answers here, but for fun I picked probably lesser known, things I haven't actually read yet. But we have Dragon by Stephen Brust. Definitely, I think I'd have some dragons in it. We have The White Dragon by Laura Resnick, which is part 1 of In Fire Forged. I don't think I have the other parts. But then we have The Dragon Quartet by Marjorie B. Kellogg, which I have in 2 volumes, is 2 books apiece. So, lots of dragons. I have, some Dragonlance I could have done. I have Rage of Dragons. But I figured I'd do some, lesser known ones. So, those are in the physical TBR, ones that'll probably take me a bit to get to. But, there they are. 16 books I have multiple copies of. I actually just mentioned that Mistborn, but I'll go. So you can see Mellowson up there. I just recently found 2 of the trade paperback editions used that I got a really good deal on. So these will hopefully hold up much better for rereads. So there's a book I have multiple copies of. Underhyped book. I talked about Crown of Stars already, so that's definitely a big one. I'll go. I don't have book 1 with me right now. I loaned it to somebody, but I'll go In a Time of Treason / King and Cobwebs. These are books 2 and 3 of the Tales of Duran by David Keck. One of the most, I think, criminally underrated books. I've never seen anybody actually hear of these. I did a video where I mentioned these about underrated fantasy as well. Those are definitely underhyped. I never hear anything about them at all. A standalone book. Let's see, standalone book. Oh my gosh, I have too many series. What's a standalone book? I might have to jump to the other shelf here. So, Overflow Shelf to the Rescue with the Jungle by Upton Sinclair. One-word title. Malice, Valor, Ruin, Wrath. Any of those. And Talking Animal. Bredane has a talking animal in it. Bam! So So I just hit 9:51, so I actually barely made this in the 10-minute time span, but I think that covers all 20 correct. So I still win. So Unremembered won't be the next book I'm reading. Still on the list though, actually. So we'll call that good. So this was a lot of fun. I had to actually think hard for some of these questions, so they're pretty good. I probably could have, I guess. Warbreaker, Elantris are technically standalones. I didn't count those because they have more coming, but I mean, a lot of fantasy books or series are on a ton of standalones, and I like to read series because I like to have more, so that's why that was such a hard question. So I hope you don't consider that cheating too much. I would have grabbed, but that has been the Where's That Book tag challenge. I would love to see anyone who wants to do this one. I think it was a lot of fun to go through books and just think about different ones. So if you're watching this, I tag you. Love to see anybody's responses on these. Let me know what you thought about my video here. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more of my content.